Right, admitting everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and very warm welcome to one and all to the final Exxon webinar of the year. Can I get a woo? Okay, no, all right, that's fine. But a one in the chat would be helpful so that I know you can all hear me and everything's working as planned. Thank you. There's lots of hands, which means there was a woo in there somewhere. And there's people up and down the country wooing in their offices. It's good. It's good. I love to see it. All right. Thank you and welcome. Right. Can't believe it. We're hurtling. Michael, you're a god to me. We're hurtling towards the end of the year. I can't quite believe it. I can't quite believe everything we've achieved this year either. Everyone needs to take a breath and just sit for a minute because it's been a wild old ride. Steady stream of new products, new innovations, new promises from those in charge. It's been a wild one. So as I say, it's always useful to just take stock for a mo, pause, a little icebreaker from me whilst you do that. In the chat, please. Just one word that sums up the past year for you. No overthinking, no dwelling, just one word that comes straight to mind that sums up the year 2025 for you. I'm going to go with Michael's woo, Vicky's progress. Oh, that's a sexy one. We'll get into that later. Awesome. Changes. All very positive. All very positive. Ever changing. Could go one way or another. Governance. All right, lots and lots. Keep them coming. I love to see it. Right. Today, I think it's going to be a good one. We're going to look back at the year just gone by. We're going to do it briefly, take a short look at what worked, what's changed, what we've learned. I'm going to try and keep this bit brief, so we've given it to Derek. The main focus, or the main thrust of this webinar, though, is what comes next. So we're going to do a real sort of scene setting for you as to 2026, what lays ahead, showing you where Exxon Health is heading. All right, so you're going to get a clear view under the innovation and product hood. I was trying to merge those two words together in some kind of like Love Island coupling, but I couldn't quite do it. We're going to share how customer insight shapes what we build and how we turn that into practical tools for you. So it's going to be a good one. But before all of that, a bit of housekeeping from me before we get started to say the call is going to be recorded for prosperity and sharing, so you're not going to miss a thing if you need to drop off. We are aiming to keep you for only 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes, I want lots of questions, please. So this is number 2 on the list. Lots of questions, pop them in the chat. We'll get them to them when we can. My name's Lucy Glynn. I'm the community manager here at Exxon Health. And with me today, the dynamic duo. You like that? Yeah. Of Melissa Latto, our product director, and Derek Measham, our director of innovation. Welcome to you both. How are you? It's been a while.
Morning. Good, thanks. You?
Well, you know, hanging it together just about. Lots going on here though. So very excited to learn more about the year ahead. But before we do, Derek, over to you. Tell us what's 25 been like for you? Can you do it in one word, by the way?
Probably not. Actually, no. Yeah. We there's been many things happen in 25 to us and to primary care in general. So very difficult to put that in one word. But yes.
Hectic was one that cropped up in the chat. I thought that was quite a good one. But busy, perhaps a better way of saying it.
Busy. Change is a good one. Lots of changes. Indeed. Always. Progress. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, so that's really what this is all about. I think really is how do we navigate that change and find a good path forward for everyone to make life a little easier. Okay, right. Well, let's get into it then. So yeah, one thing we always do here, and we sort of recommend that surgeries do, is by start analysing the data about seeing what's actually happening. So this is one of the reports that we've got, Surgery Insights reports, can show you all sorts of things. And now, thanks to the national telephony data being available to all, it's all publicly available information. So here is just one of the screens, and it shows you what we think are the sort of main access channels into primary care. The blue one there being telephony data. Actually, that's just the data for Exxon Health customers, so for about 60% of the country. So to get that national, if you sort of add another 50% of that on top, you can see the sort of national importance of telephony data, which is about 75% of all activity and access into surgeries. The orange one is the online consultation. And the green one there is the NHS app usage, which you can see from the data. There's some very good analytics graphs around the NHS app usage, actually. And that's mainly repeat prescription requests through the app, which works very well. So we sort of look at this, and yeah, there's a big push to online, and that means different things to different people. But still, at the moment, the sort of patient choice, despite all of these online access mandates, etc., people are picking up the phone. They want that sort of reassurance coming in. You can see that in the online, the orange bit there in October, there was a bit of an uplift after the contract change, and more from the sort of national press around it, I think, awareness. So the online requests into consultation tools went up to about 8 million from about 6 million. So a bit of an increase there. But the interesting thing to us is telephony that wasn't a drop in telephony activity. That stayed about the same. So it sort of created more demand coming into the practice. So if you go on to the next slide, please. Thank you. So this is just an example. So if we drill down a bit into that data, we can go into individual surgeries. Won't name who this one is, but they've sort of mandated for their patients that they all go online where possible, and different surgeries are taking different approaches to this and being a bit pushing people a bit more than others. But really what I just wanted to highlight here is, yes, it's pushing them online, but you can see the overall demand is still the same. So all that's happened in our eyes here is you've moved from a telephone queue into an online consultation inbox queue. So you've got the same demand, it's just in a different place for someone else to deal with in different timescales. And to us, that's sort of might not necessarily be solving the right problems. And I'll get into more about that in a minute. So next slide, please. So yeah, for 2026, these are the three big things in my mind that sort of feed down into our product roadmap, etc. Is starting to look at the online demand and how to help across all access routes. So the journey we've been on telephony is we started just as a generic telephony company, and we picked up a few primary care surgeries probably 15 years ago. And we used to, for the first time, introduce multiple phone lines. So instead of just having one or two phone lines in, the practices could see all the phone calls coming in. And then we sort of were able to say to a practice, look, you've got 50 people waiting. Here it is. You can analyze it and see it all. And we thought our job was done back then. But actually, all we've done is created a big problem for primary care and seeing all this data for the first time. So for the last 15 years, we've really been on a journey to get into the detail of that and see how we can help. It's not about dumping demand onto the practices. There's all sorts of things that we've introduced within the platform to do that around telephony. Well, I think we'll mention some of those in a minute. But really for next year, it's more about how we do that in the online space, because the demand is still there, and there's definitely technology can help to put that demand in the right place at the right time. Second point there, one that we've been big advocates of, is not wanting the distinction between telephony and online to be one of analog versus digital. Voice to us is a digital access route, and the advances in technology over the last couple of years means that really is possible now. There's lots of sort of safety concerns that we have to worry about, and we'll build into the system. But I think next year is the year voice truly becomes digital, and you can offer that as a route for all sorts of things to your practices. And then off the back of that, yeah, compliance and safety awareness. It's always been a thing, but I think around the AVT launching that's going on at the moment, and the awareness around some of the safety aspects that people have to do, yeah, we see our role as very much trying to help with that, and we've got a lot of material and experience that we can pass on to people about how to get through that, because it is hugely important. That there are some risks to that, but they can be mitigated and worked upon. That's the three top level things from me.
Tell you what, there's so much in there I just want to tease out, but I know we've only got half an hour, and we're about to unleash the product director of all product directors to tell us what's available in 2026. And there's so much to come. But I just want to ask one particular question of you, Derek, before we do move on, which hopefully encapsulates some of what you've just teased. But what would make 2026 feel like a real success for you? Because you've been with the company since we did just launch into GP surgeries, and to coin a phrase that I hope nobody ever quotes you on, caused a major problem.
Yeah, that wasn't our company motto back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, what I'd be pleased to see, and a sort of major success, is there's that sort of offering different access routes to all patients to choose at any time of day to get the care that they need. So yeah, really getting rid of that 8 a.m. bottleneck that is not needed these days. But there's a huge amount that needs to change, and often actually in sort of patient behaviour. But yeah, if we can remove that, I think we'll be in a much better position all round.
Right care, right time, right place.
Yes.
Get you. Okay. Now, actually, there's a lot available already today, isn't there, Mel, that does a lot of the stuff that Derek's talking about. Obviously, there is plenty more to come, but let's touch on that.
So much stuff, and in my true style, I've got way too many slides and way too much stuff to talk about.
Naturally, yeah.
Left, but I will rattle through in as quickly and as concisely as possible. Ask questions as you go, please, people, because there's a lot of stuff in here that you might know about, not know about. But yeah, we'll try and make sure it's nice and succinct for everyone. So, you all should know our phone bar by now. We talk about it nearly every single opportunity, but we've made so many enhancements over the last year that I just wanted to make sure that everyone was utilising the phone bar in the right way. So context before connection. We've worked really hard on trying to identify as much information on the call flow and where that patient is routed through from before the receptionists are answering those calls. And if you're using patient callback, not patient callback, personalized caller routing, even that flag is now coming through on the call information, as well as the number, how long they've been on hold for, what group they've come through, and who they last spoke to, as well as identifying that patient that could be calling. So lots of one click to open a patient record, that identification that's coming through the process. So this is a huge benefit for those staff answering those calls at the beginning. I think this one went a little bit under the radar last year, our appointments window. So this was built originally to help GPs quickly get through their call list for the appointments that they were working on through the day. But there was one particular functionality when I was talking to a few surgeries. They didn't realise that if a doctor calls in sick, let's say, obviously it's that time of year, you can message all the patients and send them a text message to let them know that their appointment's been cancelled because their GP isn't available by a simple click and using the templates. And this will just send out a message. This is really good for those practice managers that are trying to, organise the workloads that are available. It's just one little tiny thing that's out there that it felt like people weren't completely aware of. You can also launch our Intellect Scribe from here, look at the patient contact history and send a patient any communications prior to their appointment. If you need like photos, if it's about rashes or anything like that, you might want to get a photo request. Also tracks how many times you've attempted to call that patient before they actually answer. Big thing that we've launched, I think everybody knows about this. If you don't and you're not trialing it, have a trial. It's a free trial, 3 months. Takes us a couple of hours to turn it on. So just submit the form. I think I've got a QR code here. But this is Surgery Intellect, powered by Tortoise. It's our scribe, but it's not just like any other scribe. It actually is connected to all your phone calls. Oh, Lucy's just put the link in the chat. Fantastic. Well done, Lucy. Here's one I made earlier. It's also linked to your phone calls, so it's giving you more than most of the other scribes on the market, because 30% of the consultations are still being done over a call. I think that creeps up to 50 in some cases. I know Derek likes to say 50%, but we say 30 because it's an average number. But yeah, that's 30% more consultations that you're going to be able to run through your Scribe if you are using our software. It's obviously powered by Turtles. I've forgotten what it was called. Powered by Tortoise. That's a Med1 device. So yeah, it's there. It's for all consultations and ready for you all to use. Also from the phone bar, you can access all of your consoles. So for those supervisors out there, you don't have to keep opening up the web pages and having them open and navigate to and from anything that you need to organize. You can literally get to that from your phone bar under your initials. So your actual console connections are available, which is a really good, quick, easy open. It's all linked to your profile, so you don't need to worry about logging in. It will just log you in as you open up whichever console you need directly from that click. But you don't care about that because you all know about those wonderful things and utilising them fantastically. So shall I go on to next year? Give me a nod.
Just, I mean, we'll have a nod, obviously, but I do just want to do a little litmus test and find out if everybody did know about all of those things, particularly the appointment window stuff. Just a 2 in the chat, please, if you're using the appointment window or if you knew about it. Check everyone's still awake. Quick 2 in the chat if you're using the appointment window tool. Is that a yes from Ray? Didn't know about that. Well, see, aren't you glad you're here? Look at that. Good. Okay, fantastic. So there are plenty of people that do know and plenty of people that are delighted they turned up today because now they've got a new tool in their arsenal. Fantastic. Right. Text cost extra through your platform. Oh, challenge accepted. Who's going to take that one?
Derek loves to talk about SMS.
Yeah, I can talk about that one. Yeah, there's probably a lot in that question in terms of how your texts are funded. So actually the text rate that we've got, we're just passing on what the sort of national NHS rate is through one of the main suppliers of text. So I believe we've got the actual cheapest rate in the country. Probably your question might relate to how that's funded, because historically some ICBs have funded text, so they might appear free, but your ICB will be paying. So yeah, we should have the cheapest rate out there. Someone's paying, and if it's through us, it will be the cheapest rate.
Quite right, Tom. Should have said that actually, Derek.
Yeah.
Well, great answer. No, great answer, and thank you, Don, for chipping in. Absolutely right.
Lovely. Okay. So shall I crack on for next year?
Yes, please. Let's do it.
Do it. Okay, so we have launched, or is in pilot actually at the moment, appointment booking. So now will be able to, or in hopefully middle of January, early February, you'll be able to send appointments through your phone bar. So you could be doing batch appointment booking or individual booking links. So this will be available. This is all completely configurable. Upload from EMIS or System 1. It will be available for System 1 a little bit later than the EMIS. This is just because we are actually finally getting to the stages where we can pull the System 1 booking information, which also will work on check and cancel for those that have been waiting for it forever. So watch this space. I'm hoping March. It might be a bit of a push for March, but because we've come across a couple of hurdles already, but we are working through those. But we are actively working on appointment management for System 1 customers at the moment. So
fantastic news.
Through the next couple of months, we should have a really clear update on when that will be available for everybody. So from this appointment booking side and from the check and cancel side. So appointment management is not just on the bulk side of things, it's also for individual patients. This will allow you to be able to just send, so if you've got someone who's called in and they need to actually come in to do a face-to-face booking, or if they leave and need to do a booking in a couple of weeks, or you want to send out flu bookings, you can do that directly from your phone bar. It will send out the link. Also has all the decline codes in there as well. So if they want to offer them to be able to decline the appointment, it will handle that as well. and the big reveal, really, this is. I think we did a little bit, we touched on this a little bit a webinar or two ago. Is that right, Lucy?
We certainly did. Yep.
So this is in pilot. We are taking orders, if you like. This is something you'd like to integrate with. We've called it Omni Consultation. The reason we've called it Omni Consultation, not online consultation, is because it will be in conjunction with a voice agent. So we'll have a online consultation form. The online consultation form will be able to be used inside your phone bar. You can generate it directly from the phone bar for your staff, so you don't have to go to a web page. You can also have the linked up with your Surgery Assist bot, so you can put the link in the bot, so that will actually be able to offer the online consultation form in there as well. And a voice agent to be able to capture those responses. We've had this in pilot for just over a month now, and we've had some really fantastic feedback. We've had one patient who couldn't believe how easy it was. It was amazing. And I was in front of a clinician 40 minutes later, didn't have to wait. I mean, it's incredible to be able to offer that kind of service. And the practice themselves hadn't even opened, so they had put this available before their opening times to help speed up that inbound traffic. But again, omni channel, so catering for those people that don't have smartphones or maybe access to a laptop, who need to go through that process, can now do it via a voice agent using our online consultation tool. It is our own at the moment. We are talking to Accurex and other providers such as eConsult, etc., about potentially joining up with them to see if our voice agent can feed their forms. As we understand, it is quite a big process change to change the inbox that your forms come through. But we hope that what we've built is good enough to get you off the ground and get going, but also we are going to keep building on it, and we will be offering more functionality within this space. So we're really open to your feedback as well. So if anyone wants to take a look at it and feels like it's missing something, please do talk to our sales team, and they'll be really happy to talk you through it, and also be able to listen to your feedback if it's missing any particular elements that we might need to improve and move forward, because we just want to continue to grow, right?
Right.
And then following on from those voice agents and all the appointment work that we're going to be doing towards the second quarter, we will be looking at appointment reminders. So again, a voice agent to handle appointment reminders, obviously trying to get away from that SMS costs. We're looking at creating voice agents to set out appointment reminders so that they can call the patients and say, hey, you've got an appointment reminder. Are you still able to attend, so that they can cancel that appointment and free them up for other people should they not be able to, all handled by a voice agent. So this is actually coming. We're working on this prototyping at the moment. As you can see, these are some prototype screens at how that might look. You'll be able to configure your own outbound agent. We're looking at the potential of automating that. Again, that will depend on the access to System 1 and EMIS and the back end to be able to cater for that. But we are working really fast to try and make sure that these voice agents are available and clean and tidy. What we are trying to do is they're not going to be completely natural language. They're going to be very controlled, and all our voice agents are going to have a specific task to deliver. We're not looking at doing the how can I help at this moment in time because of the clinical risk that sits around it. So everything will be a very, very clear, concise agent that is there to do a specific task, and you get to decide where you put them in the call flow and when and how you use them, rather than they just pick up the calls at the beginning of your inbound call flow. So what we're working towards, I think we've maybe touched on it a little bit in other webinars, but we're trying to do what we're calling the intelligent care navigation system. I couldn't be bothered to write care navigation, I just put care nav. being a bit lazy, sorry Lucy. Get branding police on me. So our phone bar will change at some point, hopefully this year. It might take us a little bit longer because we still want to build out all of those tools, because it's more important that the tools are sat behind it before we worry about, you know, making it look too pretty. But essentially what we're trying to get to is that suggestive help that you might get as a patient comes in. So that active patient, you might want quick links to be able to complete consultation form or an appointment booking, so just as a single link. We're also looking at bringing the assist chatbot into our phone bar, so that if a patient isn't getting the help they need via the chatbot, you can sit and queue potentially for a receptionist, so you can do it all digital, so you haven't got to just rely on phone calls. Whilst we are telephony, we understand that sometimes it's not the fastest route to care, and we understand that some people haven't got the time to make that call and be available for the call, hence the patient callback and the cancel stuff that offers. But we are trying to think of the ways that people can continue to communicate with your practices without being able to sit and wait on a phone call to get the help that they need. There's just a couple of little sneak previews of what we're doing in there.
And I don't feel like we gave you the round of applause that was deserved as you went through that, Melissa, because we were distracted by lots of very good questions in the chat. So apologies for that. But
Okay.
one I think you're going to want to leap on. Paul asks, what happened to the launch of website widgets?
Oh, well, website widgets is available. So we have not launched, like Big Bang launched the website widgets because we're trialing it with quite a lot of surgeries and people have started to pick that up. But if it is something you want, it is available. We just need to message your CRM, I think, is the person to contact, and they should be able to organise getting that turned on for you.
Absolutely. So Paul, please do so. Anyone else that's interested? And actually, if you go via our contact page on the website, you can see it in action, because we've got it playing there as well for how many calls we have on our support line. So there you go. Sorry, Melissa, I interrupted you, but I knew you'd want to answer that one.
No, that's fine. Yeah, no, so we haven't done very many big bangs because we've had so many good things to build. So yeah, we've got a few things that have gone a little bit under the radar. If we'd done that many big bangs, I'd be exhausted. I'll be honest. There's been that much this year. And Derek's done some fabulous answering in the chat. But just for those that were focused on what you were saying, Melissa, there was lots of questions around compliance. So a couple of things I just wanted to draw out. One, there's a link now in the chat for our Trust Centre, which contains an awful lot of information as to what you might need to guide you through the compliance aspect of using AI in practice. There is also, of course, the local DCB 0160, which the team at Exon are on hand to help you with. So do get in touch again if you need any help with that. And whilst I'm just plugging things, there is also, of course, our AI tour, which continues in the new year. So for those that don't know, we're taking Dr. Don Pimenta on tour to talk about AI compliance and how to implement AI safely in your practice. It's a really open, honest conversation. It's actually CPD accredited, to make reference to the slide that's on your screens now. So it's 3 to 4 hours of your time. We put on lunch. It's a very relaxed atmosphere, and it is very much Dom just walking you through it and answering any questions that you might have. So if you are involved in the use of AI in practice and you have any questions, or are you still on the fence and a little bit nervous about it, I absolutely urge you to sign on to one of the events near you coming soon in January 2026. Thank you. And it all links back beautifully, you might say, to the Academy, which has gone from strength to strength this year, hasn't it, Melissa? Yeah, absolutely. We're quite proud of it, actually. We've got 13 CPD accredited courses out there, ranging from supporting the practice managers to just that continuous staff engagement on the product itself. We've got about 2,000 users on there now, so you're obviously all using it and loving it, which is great. There's loads of focused learning, and we try to make it as interactive as possible. If there, again, as we always say, if there is a course missing that you think, oh, it'd be really nice if you covered something particular, let us know. We can get it built. There's no problem around that at all. It's something that the product team look after. We also have a load of patient-facing resources that are available via the Academy as well. So if you need any support in how to talk to your patients about the new tech that you're adopting, that all is available. Again, there's QR codes on here so you can scan them should you need to. Sure, Lucy will send out some links as well afterwards too. All the scans will be available.
I can take the hint. Yeah.
And then I think this is Lucy's slide, right?
Is it? Yes, absolutely. We love to stay in touch. So not only do we do the monthly webinars, but when we've got things to tell you and stuff, sign up to our monthly newsletter. It's jam-packed with news and sort of thoughts on what's going on in the space, innovations for the future, things to look out for, blogs, etc., etc. So please do scan the QR code, sign up to our newsletter, and you can hear more from us, because that's what everybody wants, right? But no, thank you ever so much. I think we're just about at the end of time. I don't think we've missed any questions. Derek did just drop a little mic drop in there somewhere when we were talking about messaging. Renee made the point that text messages through Accurex are funded, and they also go through the NHS app if the patients have it enabled. So I think it's just worth calling out that NHS app messaging integration has now been approved for Exon Health, and will be released again in 2026. So not only are we exhausted from 2025, we all need to go and have a nice lie down over the holiday season. Because we've got a lot to do in 2026. It's going to be an absolute jam-packed year. I can't wait. We've got so much to tell you that I'm having to hold my tongue on. So I think it's probably best I wrap up, because otherwise I'll say too much. So thank you ever so much for all of you for joining in today. I love the participation, as you know. I hope you've all enjoyed it and you're excited, just like me, about 2026 and what we've got to come. We will have another webinar in January, I'm sure, where we will start to there's always that question. It just always wants to know a little bit more on what it's all going to cost. All of this will be released in January, well, not January, 2026, Shelby. So things will trickle out from January, and you will find out more about costs and associated new products then. For now, just sit tight. There's plenty to come. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Derek, for joining in. I think we will have you back in 2026. You've been brilliant. In regards to this webinar, we'll make all of the links and the recording available to any registered attendees in the next couple of days, with all the links as Melissa's instructed me to do. In the meantime, on behalf of us all here at Exon Health, have a great holiday season. Happy and healthy December. We'll see you in January for more. It's been a pleasure. What a year, people. What a year. Thank you. Thanks, Ray.
Lucy.
Have a good
Thanks.
one.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Take care.
Bye.